looks a bit tight, but plenty of room. Oh, he nearly missed that one, Steve.
He butchered that, but got away with it. Once again, slightly out of position for a situation he really should be mopping them up. So a little bit more pressure on this red, especially as it's of his own making. Always seems worse, doesn't it? If you just left his shot, wouldn't be so much of a problem, but he knows he's played a poor positional shot before it. Good recovery.
Up to 2.
It's early days, but he looks dangerous, doesn't he?
He looks confident for a debutant. First time at the Crucible. He's 20 years of age. I think the days when we used to talk about the Crucible nerves don't apply as much now, because these young players are playing in so many tournaments all around the world. They come here and they're looking at it like another tournament, but it does take a bit of getting used to, especially with 2 tables and that partition there. It's quite tight, but a number of them have coped so well.
38. Up to 9.
He hasn't done a lot wrong, Shaun Murphy, in this frame. Played a decent safety shot, forced his opponent into having to go for a red. Maybe you could criticise that the safety shot wasn't tight on the ball cushion.
47.
Possibly Jiahui lucky when he went for his opening red and snookered Shaun.
Oh, he's coming to have a look at this red. It looks a bit tight. He's got a 56-point advantage. He only needs the red after this blue with a high-valued colour. It obviously goes. Yeah,
60.
Plenty of room there, and there might even be a plant also. So it's a terrific start for this very talented young player.
$61.
So that's good put the blue will definitely confirm that. $67 the difference, 59 remaining. Shaun may come back to the table. Well, he won't be coming back to the table. That's a terrific recovery pot there.
$70. $71.
He had an 87 break in frame 3. He's got the possibility of
77.
making a century here. What a start that would be.
78.
It's a brilliant start regardless, but to cap it off with a century would be special. Well, Shaun knows that this young man's capable of doing
85.
this.
86. $93. 95.
So the green and the brown to reach a milestone in his early career, to knock a century in
98.
at the Crucible Theatre on your first appearance is special. And there it is.
102.
Fabulous effort from Si Jiahui.
107.
And very fluent indeed. He's never looked like missing.
113.
That's a fabulous effort from this very talented Chinese player. And he extends his lead. He's taken the first frame and now he's got a 6-4 advantage.
Quiet as possible, please.
Yeah, when the reds are on the back cushion, ideally you'd like the black on its spot so you don't have so far to travel. Keep going up for a colour, but not in play at the moment. So we've got to concentrate on the pink. This red on the left side cushion shouldn't be a problem
7.
for Alan, being a left-hander.
Eight.
Doesn't want to be straight. That nod of the head tells you it's a bit too straight for comfort. Any angle there, low or high, would have been giving easy access to the next red.
You may even consider playing the blue now.
Thank you. Frame 11. Si Jiahui to break.
Yeah, Shaun knows he's up against it here, and he can only hope that his young opponent struggles to get over the finishing line if he continues this form up. Plenty of 20-year-olds have come here and completely collapsed. That's certainly not happening. Chance for Shaun here. What a great shot that was.
Lots of players good at that type of shot, but the best I've seen is Shaun Murphy and Kyron Wilson. That particular type of shot they're exceptionally good at. And every chance now to get in around the black spot area, the high scoring end of the table.
Six.
27.
13. $14. 21. 22.
Key shot coming up here. He's decided to play for the two loose reds. That's the confidence he's got.
29.
His cue action, leaving a medium range red. But the players would have cannoned into the edge of the pack there.
30.
He might be on the pink. It'll be okay because there's a red at the back of that pack that might go. Is he on the pink in such a way that he can screw back for it? I think everyone thought he ran out of position there when he covered the black, but he knew the pink was available. And would you believe it,
Shaun Murfhy, 30.
he's missed a straightforward pink. I don't think anyone's seen that coming.
Going to consider himself a little bit unlucky that the reds didn't really split open that much. Nicely judged. There's a chance possibly to open the reds and stay on the red nearest the black after this shot. Get low on the black.
4.
Maybe could have done with just a little bit more if that was the plan. So, unless a red goes that's not obvious, he needs a good split after this shot.
12.
More difficult now, he hasn't got a ball for insurance, but still could come out nice.
Well, if he's stuck on that red, he's very unlucky, but I think he's okay. But listen, he got plenty of
19.
action on that, so there's no problem with cue power from this player.
Thank you. Second throw. Your fingers through.
20.
Very solid. There's certain shots you think they might twitch on, but he's not twitching on anything here, Steve.
Yeah, that was a missable red. Well, if he converts this chance, he's
27.
really turning the screws on Shaun Murphy.
28.
Yeah, he looked a bit bemused, Shaun, when he missed the pink and was walking back to his seat. He could not
35.
understand how he missed it.
36. $43. 44.
Don't think the two reds are available into the corner pockets, but the right hand one may go to the right middle pocket, but he looks to be finished. He's got a slight angle, so we could leave that red I mentioned for the middle pocket.
51. 52.
This is hugely impressive from Jiahui. It's one thing
59.
putting in a good performance in the first session, but taking control of the game in
60.
some ways is even harder. And so far he's done that so well, totally dominant amongst the balls.
Hasn't been hanging around in this break. I think his shot time in this break is roughly 15 seconds per shot. So he's motoring. He wants to make sure of this red because there's only one snooker required at the moment.
Thank you.
You know, he tried to develop the pink there because if he takes all the remaining
73.
colours, he'll just make a century, and he tried to bring that pink into play there. He still might
75.
be able to do that, but the key ball will be the pink. But what a performance this is. Potentially
78.
back-to-back centuries.
$82. $87.
We might be able to double this pink and send the white right around the angles. Get in. Here it comes.
93.
Is it going to slide around the back of the black? Oh. Well, listen, he might be able to raise the butt of the cue and pot this up in the right corner.
Si Jiahui, 93 under.
But a very entertaining two frames, and two very important frames for this young Chinese player, and he extends his lead at 7-4.
Quietly, please.
Got very nicely. On the red to this right corner. Just enough angle to stunt on and off the cushion for the black in the same pocket. He can just cue past the red while he's having to strike down a little bit. Just makes this pot a little bit more difficult. Obviously the black goes into the left corner as well.
Yeah, I think potting that red opened the way for the black there, so almost cleared that area.
Thank you. Frame 12. Shaun Murphy to break.
Yeah, he's under a bit of pressure here. And obviously one of the more experienced players on the tour now, but the young players coming through, you never know when a new star's born.
One. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just spotted something on the cue ball as he was getting down to strike. You can pick up a little bit of fluff. It's amazing how it transfers itself onto the cue ball there. So let's have a look. There's 4 accessible reds for Shaun.
Eight.
Be interesting to see what shot he plays here, because there's not a great pack to split. You need to stun into it if you're going to do that. And stun into it, he's done. And he's fine. He's got a choice worth another
15.
look. The way he played that, he's got reds to the middle pocket. Certainly one anyway. That red nearly went up into the corner. That would have been a body blow.
$16.
Best thing Shaun can do here is, after seeing that 120 break in 93, is to win this frame at this visit, just to stamp a little bit of authority back on this intriguing match.
It would have to be some monumentally bad shot in order for Shaun
21.
to not have a gilt-edged chance to win this frame, regardless of whether he goes on to clear the table. This is a good
20.
response from Shaun Murphy here.
$28. 34. Five.
As loud as possible, please.
$40. Okay. 41.
He hasn't even thought about the red that's up over the corner pocket. He's left it there as a bit of insurance just in case he might run out of position. He's got no intention of doing that though. But having said that, because of the angle he had on the black, he's using that bit of insurance that he
48.
left there over that corner pocket.
Yeah, been a mistake there. He left himself too straight on the black. He, as you say, Dennis, he didn't want to play this red so early in this break. So he's got to be careful here.
49.
Played an excellent shot to come out for the brown there. Struggling a bit now to get over the finishing line.
Rainbow.
If he'd have had an angle on the black
53.
earlier, he could have gone into the four reds. Guaranteed the frame. Screwed into them. At the very least, left himself that red over the corner pocket.
$54.
One.
$60. $61.
The black will put him 68 in front with just 67 remaining. Shaun will be
68.
hoping to knock a century break in here just to even
69.
things up somewhat, because he sat out for the first two frames this evening.
$76.
406.
77. $82. 83. $88. 89. $95.
dignity.
What a standard this evening. Doesn't matter about the yellow.
Thank you.
He's done what he had to do. And he did it at the start of the last century break. But he's still 2 frames behind. It's 7-5.
You mentioned it's a shock to the system, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, you think, right, I'm in here, I've won the frame. Miss a ball like that, and it sets you back a bit.
Yeah, because Alan missed one just as easy, didn't he? But
Keep quiet, please.
easier to forget them when you go on and win the frame.
That's a shot. But as you can see, there is a red available to this right corner. The only problem, well, I suppose the pink's available to the left middle.
Yeah, it just seems like they're worth 2, doesn't it? It seems like they're more worth 2 than every other frame, but of course there's always a seemingly 2 frame swing. The difference between 8-5 and 7-6 seems enormous, doesn't it, just for 1 frame?
Yeah, the number of times we said the next frame's a huge frame. I wonder how many huge frames has been played here since 1977. There's been a few. Now he knew he was leaving a potential pot to the right middle pocket, and I wonder, is he trying to tempt Shaun Murphy into taking it on, the one to the left of the pink?
Looks like it could be pretty tight. Didn't entertain it, did he?
Yeah, he knows that he's got to keep this young man as safe as he possibly can. This is the frame that will take us to the mid-session interval. And Shaun would like to take it, and I've shared this little mini session, 2 frames all. That was a bit of a nervy one there from Si Jiahui. He needed a thin contact, but I mean, it wasn't all that bad. A sort of half ball contact might have got him back to the safety area.
He's got an angle to go into the pack off the blue, but he doesn't really want to mess up the black, which could easily happen. Should he risk that? Much more controlled positional shot there. Beautifully judged.
6.
Wasn't a great pack to go into. It was last resort stuff.
Seven.
Yeah, the two reds that are just above the black are, well, they're available into the left corner pocket. Just got to be careful. One to the right there that he doesn't snooker himself. And that was a useful little nudge there. It's put him on, believe it or not, a choice of 4 reds.
14.
1 to the right corner, 2 to the left corner, 1 to the middle. And that was a very useful little cannon there.
Yeah, he played that in such a way that he took out of the equation the possibility of snookering himself behind the red he's now going to play.
Thank you. 15.
Should he mop these 3 reds up without disturbing any other reds?
22.
It's not a nice pack to go into off the black, as the late great Willie Thorne would have said. A flat back pack.
23.
It's been fast and furious here this evening. 2 10-minute frames and a 14-minute frame. And now this one.
Tempting to go into the pack off this red and try and release the cue ball. Keep on the black. He's just making his mind up.
31.
So he's left himself a bit low on this, attempting to maybe break out a red. Cue ball releases from the pack. Beautifully done. I think he broke out more than one, didn't he there? Shaun spreading them to the 4 corners of the table nearly.
But there was so much control with that shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the stun shot, you know, and beautifully played. It's so difficult to play that type of shot.
Yeah. But maybe just as easy to judge as rolling into them and glancing off and just nudging them open. Much more aggressive, the right way to play the shot. Ooh. That was the one that could have gone wrong in a way.
46.
Hit that badly, really.
And what it will do, it'll sharpen up his concentration.
47.
Must be said, these pockets this week have seemed slightly generous. I think the cloth is obviously wonderful and very slippery, slidey. Got every chance, I reckon. Don't know the numbers of the largest amount of century breaks being beaten. Don't know if we're on track for that at the moment.
$53. 54.
43.
Okay, but he's let the white run a few more inches than he intended, so. Just using that red as a stopper for the pink there. He's not bothered about knocking that red into a safe position. He just wants to score enough to win the frame here. No thoughts of a century break, just get the frame won and get off to the mid-session interval as you were at the start, just one behind.
Not too sure this has worked out very well. It's a mistake from Shaun Murphy here. Played the stun run through, didn't run it through enough. And now this is an awful situation he's found himself in from what looked like ideal position. And he's not over the line. Not properly.
It's not fully on. It doesn't go.
57.
Shaun's just making sure that the pink's in line with the black and the blue and the brown, which it has to be. Looks pretty straight in line with those colours. So yeah, 66 in front. He only needed another red in colour.
Yeah, forced to play safe here. Yeah, certainly think so.
Shaun Murphy, 66.
Well, they'll be hugely disappointed with that. And with all the colours on their spots, you're never home and dry. You'd like a bit of insurance with one of those bought colours on a cushion. Close.
One.
I think he thought it was in.
Seven. 8. $15.
Last two frames, just over 10 minutes. The first frame, 14 minutes, and this one is going to be around the 14 minutes. So very fluent stuff from both players. doesn't matter about that.
Shaun Murphy, 20, Andrew Crockett.
Very, very entertaining 4 frames. Both players at the top of their form have shared that little mini session. But it's Si Jiahui who's still got that 1 frame advantage at 7-6.
Frame 4, Stuart Bingham to break.
Stuart Bingham. It's far from a must-win frame yet. Long way to go. Best of 25, second round at the Crucible. It's definitely a frame
Would
he'll
you
want to
please
win.
put that back down?
Vastly experienced Stuart Bingham, but all the time that 0 is on his side of the scoreboard, he won't be feeling very comfortable at all. So it'd be nice to go in for him at 3-1 as opposed to 4-0. And also just to get some table time, John. He's been frozen out, hasn't he, last couple of games. 1 visit from Mark Allen.
Yeah, and most of these top players, they like to keep the cue arm going and get to the table, pop balls. He's not had much chance to do that, particularly in the last 2 frames. 6 points he's always scored. He played it without pace because he was trying to get back up the table. Thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing, and wouldn't you know it, from nowhere it's come back over the corner. Rattle, rattle, and back it came.
One.
Yeah, we say it all the time in commentary. Never easy when the object ball is so close to the corner pocket or any pocket. Applying the top spin, you can see there, once it hits that cushion, it almost becomes backspin. Tried to play a bit of an exhibition shot there, I think, John, and sort of banana it round for the black in the same pocket, but it never looked on to me.
Just hit the red 2 full.
Green ball.
He's hit that all wrong.
Stuart Bingham, 1.
Yeah, nice, Stuart. Can't believe he played it like that. I mean, the intention is to get the cue ball tight to the ball cushion. Needs to concentrate here. He's just lost his focus for some reason. Long way to go. Remember that.
Yeah, that was a bit concerning, wasn't it, that last shot from Stuart? I know he didn't leave anything, but he hit the green much thinner than he intended. So like I say, looked alright in the first frame, uncharacteristic miss black off the spot, and he hasn't really played many shots since to give him any confidence whatsoever. problem. Side cushion into the bunch. A bit pacey, doesn't want it to slide off. Ooh. Moment of concern there for Stuart, but no harm done. Mistake. Unforced error, you'd have to say. It was a pretty straightforward safety shot for Mark Allen, but Stuart won't be complaining. This is exactly what he needed. Nice easy start up. Red's nicely spread. Time to get to work, Stu.
Eight. Nine.
That's okay.
60.
Little cannon just to hold a cue ball. It doesn't need any cannons to bring reds into play. Big chance this. You feel it's a must take.
17.
Can't let any player at this high level get too big a lead on you.
Twenty-four. 25.
A little bit straighter than he would like. When you can screw back and those two reds near the right hand side cushion, he could cannon into one and still leave one on, but he feels that trusting a little bit to luck. But if it's the only shot, you got to play it. Well, he managed to play a stun screw which avoided that red and played it very well. Back in prime
32.
position.
33.
Yeah, it's the one thing in this situation you just don't want to do is keep finishing straight on the black. It just limits your options in playing on the next red. And got a similar angle to what he just had previous. But that red's not available anymore. Again, he's done well to get there.
40.
Struck that one nicely. Top side of the blue.
Yeah, back in prime position. Play for a choice of 3 reds there, really. He's got 1 to the right middle, he's got 1 to
46.
the right corner, maybe 2 to the right corner. Whichever offers him best position on the colour. He felt it was to play on the
47.
pink, and that's good. Keep the white in the middle of the table. Slowly but surely edging to the winning
53.
line in this frame. 2 reds, 2 blacks would get him to snookers required. If it's not blacks, then he's going to need 3 of these remaining reds.
54.
Well, he's played for the black, but first glance it doesn't look great, although the fact he's down quick, he's happy with it. Yeah, just an easy, lazy screw off the side cushion. Got lovely cue actions, Stuart, when it's flowing, isn't it?
61.
Yeah, and he gets a lot of work on the cue ball as well with very little effort. We might get a chance later on to have a look at his tip. He uses one of the roundest tips on tour, I think. It's very domed.
62.
I think that's why he gets such action on the cue ball with little effort.
The black to go 70 ahead with just 67 remaining. In it goes, and it'll be nicely relieved now. He's got a frame on the scoreboard, and this is more
69.
like it from Stuart Bingham. We always say you never settle until you get that
70.
first frame under your belt. And it'd be nice to convert this opportunity into a century. You certainly wouldn't put it past him.
77. 78.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed. Got a bit of help from his opponent with the first red. Safety error. Put Stuart right in amongst the balls, but he's still got to take them. And took him he has.
85.
Very impressive style.
86. 93.
Yes, I don't think he's going to disappoint. This for the ton. Well played, Stuart Bingham. Very well played. That's career century number 561. And I was in a new century club that they've got here this year, run by World Snooker, where you can have a meal and ticket for the venue. And I was looking, Joe, and there's a list of the 500 club. Ronnie's at the top, obviously, but Stuart was up there.
107.
And I think there's only about 8 or 9 names on that
109.
list of people who've made over 500 career centuries.
112. 116.
But this is what he does, Stuart. Makes centuries for fun. I was being a little bit critical
121.
so far in this match. He needs to improve on his safety to get himself these chances, because we know what he does when he takes them. Not under normal circumstances.
127.
Nearly Mr. Pink, lots of concentration. Trick shot on the black, and it went in anyway! Thumbs up from Stuart Bingham. He'll be happy now, he's got a frame on the scoreboard. But Mark Allen was the better player in those first 4 frames and takes a 3-1 advantage to the mid-session interval.
He has, and Shaun will take this on. This could be an early confidence booster. You can see the smile on his face there. He knows he's left a potential long pot here. He's usually so good at that type of shot, almost dead straight, and with that wonderful cue action he has, I expected him to knock this in. But there was a bit of pressure on it. He wasn't guaranteed to get it safe. Certainly not when he double kissed the red that he missed.
One.
Hasn't really done a lot wrong this evening. Jiahui has missed a couple of long reds. He's looked pretty efficient in the break building department.
8. Nine.
That's opened up really nicely. 2 reds presenting themselves to the left corner.
$16. 17.
He's got this one in the same pocket as the black, but as Steve
24.
mentioned, he's released 2 reds a few shots ago for the opposite corner.
25.
As long as he's not straight, he'll be able to get on to those 2 reds. But could have been better. No, he's hit it too hard. That was the bad positional shot. The one before played for those 2 reds, but he had to force the
42.
black in because he was almost straight. Bit of a let off for Shaun there.
Yeah, but the danger and the trap of being too straight on a black sometimes. This is a tough red.
He can cue right in between the reds. That's amazing. Oh, what a pop it looked like. He could cue just in between the 2 reds, but the red, or the 2 reds that we mentioned, Steve, he can't get over to that side of the table from where he's finished up here, so he'll have to play some special positional shot here.
If he was a bit further off the cushion, he may attempt some type of 2 cushion run through to try and go into the pack, but not from the side cushion. The only thing he could possibly do if he wanted to keep the break going was pot the blue, maybe play a double, but into the left centre, but not much chance of that happening. Don't think it cuts, does it? Don't think he can see enough, can he?
I think he's just running away
Yeah.
up the table.
Nick the 5 points.
Oh, he could get over towards the green as
He's
well.
halfway
It's a pretty good
up
effort,
to-
this. Very clever. He knew if he'd get the cannon on the green every chance he'd get the snooker on all the reds.
He could have played the safety shot instead of potting the blue, but I wonder whether those 5 points will come in handy at the end of the frame.
Could do with a touching ball here to resolve this. Going nowhere with white in the next to the pink.
Neither player wanting to be the first to allow his opponent to play a safety shot to the baulk cushion. Equation slightly changed now.
As quiet as possible, please.
At the interval in the other table, and someone was having a nice little chat, but it was a loud chat that Shaun could hear. Just upset his concentration a little bit. He may have left this red for the middle pocket. In fact, he nearly went in off. He headed that poorly.
Looks easier on our TV screens than it actually is, this shot. Pretty acute angle from where that red is.
Yeah, I think Shaun thought the white was in the pocket, and this red would have been a sitter if he had been able to place the white next to the yellow. Bit of a chance this for Shaun. As Steve mentioned, very acute angle. Just too pacey for the pocket to accept the red there, but good chance this.
Drilled that into the pocket. Great attempt to open up the pack. Can he see the red into the yellow pocket?
8.
Looks like he can. Would like it straighter, so he could just easily screw back for the black.
9.
And a little bit short to make this black really nice. Got to be a bit more careful now with the positional side.
$16.
Well, he's had a good look at the 6 reds that's between the pink and black, so he's thinking a few shots ahead. Maybe he should just put all his concentration into the pot, and he'd weighed everything up, but they're all sort of covering each other there, and then he missed one. I didn't expect that.
Is there a gap for a red to get through between pink and red? He's giving it a good look. You'd think not, although it must be tight. Well, maybe.
If he was directly behind the red, it would be a bit easier, but the fact that it's an angle, he's not quite sure.
It's worth taking a bit of time over this to decide whether it's the right shot to play, because he'd be leaving Shaun chances if he misses it. It's an easy safety shot, although no real chance of a telling safety shot. Looks like he's going for it.
Oh, he's played it well. Put so much into the pot. He's just over-screwed it slightly, and he's left a cut back on the black, but very accurate there.
Another big shot coming up here. This could be a frame winner.
Players just coming back into the arena on the other table, so he got up, back down again. Good discipline there, but is he unlucky? Has he covered everything? It might have to be a plant to keep things going here. There's a possibility of a plant.
He'll settle for that, I think. He's got to make it. Chance now. Fantastic red into the middle pocket. It was so easy to have clipped the pink or the red.
$14. 15.
One.
20. $21.
Getting ever closer to the finishing line in this frame.
Rainbow.
I was impressed with his composure there on those two important big shots at the start of this opportunity.
28.
Made his mind up but didn't rush them.
Yeah, what I was
29.
impressed was when he got up off the shot, when the players had come in the other side of the petition, he got up and back down again. So, as I said, this is a new experience for this young player to be playing at the Crucible.
45.
He can relax now.
36.
Frame safe. So every time that Shaun Murphy's asking a question of this young man, he's coming up with an answer.
43.
He's really
40.
fast around the table without being careless. This is the modern day way, but really gets on with it. Gives a chance for his natural instincts to take over.
51. 52. 59.
Well, he's seen it all before, Shaun Murphy, but he must be impressed with what he's watching here, and he knows that he's got to
61.
really up his game and perform at the highest standard. And this is knocking him in from everywhere now.
64. 68. 73. 79.
Absolutely wonderful stuff.
Si Jiahui.
Very talented player. What a break of 86 that was. And he's got himself with a 2-frame advantage at 8-6.
5, please.
Desperately looking to see if this red goes to the right middle. Obviously doesn't, or he doesn't like the shot. But to do with this,
70.
managed to impart enough backspin to avoid the main bunch. Nicely on the blue.
Yeah, Mark Allen made
22.
91 in frame 2, 85 in frame 3, and he sort of cherry-picked his way to the winning line. Didn't really make any effort to go into the bunch, and
23.
at first glance it looks like he can do something very similar here. There's a few loose reds sitting about.
$29. 30. 37. 38. 45.
Still two reds at the bottom of the bunch, so
46.
doesn't have to play into them. If he leaves himself slightly low on the red closest to the main bunch, he can maybe flick another red out into play, which is what he'll need.
Yes, because that black now puts him 50 points in front.
53.
Two reds, two more blacks. We'll put him 66 points in front, with 67 remaining. So
Might be able to take this long red on. He'd be on the black. The only one he could leave would be the one he's having a go at. But with each frame that passes, there's more pressure on the former world champion, it has to be said. How close was that? And it hasn't gone safe, but that was a superb effort. I thought that was in, Steve.
Yeah. He's left his opponent a nice opener here. Someone's going to hope that his opponent does see that finishing line and balk a bit.
1.
At the moment, he looks very, very relaxed. He's striking the ball with authority, but not banging at them. He's got the pace of the table perfectly. And red pokes its nose out into the middle pocket as well, even though he's not perfect on this red nearest the black. That's risky playing that red nearest the black at the moment, but he may feel there's value in an opening up more reds. Got to trust a little bit to luck with the cue ball.
9.
He'll settle for that.
Yeah, White ran away a bit closer to the cushion than he wanted, so this is a bit of a tester for him. But he's up to the test. I mean, to qualify, he had an unbelievable run. He beat Jordan Brown 10-7, and Jordan
16.
from Northern Ireland practices with Mark Allen as a class act. And Tom Ford, he beat Tom Ford 10-5. And Tom's a winner.
$17.
Yeah, that tells a little story, doesn't it, in itself? Those two players. This would be an amazing frame to win in one visit here. Really put the screws on Shaun Murphy. As yet, he doesn't look like he's seen the finishing line.
24. $25.
Oh, a bit of adrenaline, he got into that. Maybe it's starting to loom. This is a tough cutback with a nasty sort of looking pack to try and guarantee to get a red. Good effort, but you can see what's happened. It was going to be very hard to be on a red after that shot. Don't think he can get past to the red that's gone over the yellow pocket.
He might have to just nudge into them here because he can't leave that one. I don't know if he's close enough to the red to maybe even attempt a little swerve to come off the cushion and remove that one, or even pot it. It's over the pocket, but
If he goes into the pack, it's a re-rack, isn't it? Or you feel it's a re-rack. So maybe you try and shift the red.
yeah, well, he's playing that little swerve. He might even pot it.
Oh, that's a massive swerve. Oh, that feels like re-rack.
Yeah, what?
Well, he's 32 points from
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? You wouldn't want to give that as an option. Maybe it's not. There is a place in the jaws of the left-hand corner pocket where you could snook your opponent.
Touching now.
I wonder if he's going to see this. If he comes down here and has a look. It's obviously the pack behind, but Shaun just rolls into the pack. So if he'd have got down into that corner, maybe that could have caused some problems. And that's a bit loose. That's an awful shot. That was careless. No need to be short on that.
Well, he got the advantage of having a touch and ball, and I mean, the only way he can leave that red up the other end is to come short. If he goes too far, the reds are blocking that one. He was trying to block it with the black. Wow. Didn't expect that. And listen, he can cut this in, and he might even finish on the black, believe it or not, this next shot. Well, it's quite a thin snick when the red is finished. I don't think the white's going near the middle pocket. He's got to be wary of that, but he might even finish on the black, believe it or not. Well, he's finished on the black with the aid of the kiss, but he did plan to get on it.
And for a second, I think he thought he might have missed the red. Big shot now. If these open up. Very nicely done. What a chance.
8.
Well, Shaun missed a pink in the middle pocket early on this evening. It cost him the frame. He's missed a red up into the yellow pocket. How costly is that going to be at a crucial stage? 8-6 in front, 41 points in front. Shaun will be sitting in his seat hoping that something can go wrong here, but there's not a lot going wrong at the moment for this young player.
There's 5 or 6 reds blocking each other.
16.
That feels like it's Shaun's only hope. He's not ideally placed on this red.
17.
In practice, you'd win the frame from here. You'd expect to 10 out of 10, wouldn't you?
It's a funny little shot he's got. He can play the cannon onto the pink, leave the red to the right. He can miss the pink and catch a red that's in line with it, which would open things up. Delicate. He doesn't have to play this with pace. So this is a very important shot here. He's played to the one I mentioned, and that's just about perfect. How well did he judge that?
22. $23.
Still a few reds blocking each other after this the shot he's just played here, so feels like one good positional shot. They've ended up not nice, haven't they? He didn't put that in the heart of the pocket, but he'd be pleased with the result there. Probably thought he was going to be cannoning into the pink.
Well, most of this Crucible audience watching this side of the arena will have never seen this young Chinese player before, and they'll be sitting in admiration, because I don't think they were expecting him to perform like this against Shaun, and switch his hands and looks pretty good left-handed.
31.
Just one more red needed and Shaun will be at the snooker's required stage. And
47. 38. $45.
Well, it's
Si
a
Jiahui,
bit disappointing to
45.
miss that. Shaun will come back to the table, but barring a few snookers, this young player just one frame away from, well, it has to be said, a shock win. Possible 67 on the table, 77 behind. That equates to 3 snookers required. It's a little bit of a bonus there, knocking the brown onto the cushion.
Excellent pot that was. And Dennis, not trying to, seriously, not trying to be funny at all about this, but you know, all the talk about
7.
Ronnie O'Sullivan taking away Stephen Hendry's record of 7 world championships.
8.
Stephen obviously holds another record, which is the youngest ever player.
I thought you were going to come with that, Steve.
I mean, like, somewhere down the line, you never know when's going to be the first teenager. He's 20 years old. Who's to say? Sorry, Stephen.
Well, Stephen was 21. This young player's 20.
14.
I mean,
15.
he hasn't got over the winning line in this match yet, but I know exactly what you mean. I mean, he's wonderful to watch.
$22. 23. $30. 31.
Put it past this man coming right back, that's for sure, but
40.
he's got to get the chances and he's got to play no miss snooker because of the way his opponents play. Surely he can't reach that with his left hand. I don't think he can block that. Another wonderful factor for this Chinese player. He now leads the former champion by 9 frames to 6, but he still needs 1.
Well, you mentioned just how important this frame was to both players, John, and I think we're seeing that.
To Shaun Murphy. That wasn't quite as smooth as we've seen from Si Jiahui's cue action this evening. That was just a little bit of a quick one there.
1.
I mean, it wasn't an easy shot, but that wasn't the smoothest action we've seen from him. It's quite understandable, as Stephen was talking about with Rishi. This is another one of those huge frames we talk about. But make no mistake, you're looking at a player here who can reel off 3 frames in no time at all.
Yeah, and one of Shaun Murphy's greatest strengths is he retains his fluency even if he's under a bit of pressure. A Rolls Royce cue action always has had one of those. Usually stands him in good stead. Just need a clear head. That's a bit harder to do sometimes. First round here at the Crucible. That was delicately judged, wasn't it?
24.
Running out of reds now, maybe. Does that red go on the other side? Maybe a couple of reds into the yellow pocket. Looks like he may be going into them here.
He does play that shot so well. His top spin, watch the white arc.
42.
And just spins into the reds. Beautifully played.
Yeah, controlled that very well. Didn't blast at it. Controlled
Thank you.
breakout.
33.
Be a good statement from Shaun Murphy's perspective to win this frame convincingly. Just send a message to his opponent.
41.
I'm going to mop them up if you miss.
Oh, is he unlucky? Has he covered everything? Si Jiahui's having a look up at the monitor, but it looks as if he may have covered everything. How unlucky would that be? Played the cannon perfectly well, but he's blocked everything.
Yeah, it didn't have to go into the pack, but it was the right shot. He probably wasn't going to get a better chance. Well, that's disappointing.
Shaun Murphy, 48.
What's disappointing is the only safe red on the table. There's a safety shot off that, and he can bring it into play. The only thing, he doesn't want to double this across and knock the black out of commission. He's playing the safety shot, but keep an eye on the red. Oh, he's mishit it. Oh, look at this for a result. Wow. Well, no wonder he's smiling, because Shaun was also smiling, but he got the double kiss there, and what a result.
Touching ball.
That changes the equation. Anything other than the touching ball and show he wouldn't have been getting too adventurous, but now a chance to get behind the yellow, line up on the red.
He may have a 48-point advantage, but look at this table. If he were to make a mistake here,
wow. The position he's in now, just from that touching ball. Has he got to try and play the cue ball down into the jaws of the right hand black pocket? Off the red on the side cushion, just past the middle pocket. Nasty position now. Good effort. I mean, there is a attempt to into the centre pocket, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
that was the best he could do from that situation. You called it, Steve, but he's now looking at that red into the right middle pocket. I think the natural angle would maybe cannon the other red. So
That's a horrible shot, isn't it?
well, it is. But I'll tell you what, if he cuts it in. Doesn't have to take that one on. He can wait for another chance.
Big line across the please.
But once again, Si Jiahui identifying the enormity of the moment and taking his time when it's needed.
See, there's a shot on. He could stun off this one that's closer to go over behind the black, tight on the cushion, and that would give him an advantage. But he's back looking at the potting angle.
This is a big shot, but if he was to putt it, tough shot. He saw the opportunity. There'll be people that say he played the wrong shot there. Who's to say that wasn't going to be a match winner if he got it?
And that's what he weighed up. I mean, you can't blame him for having a go at it. Oh, Shaun.
One.
Oh, it's just about okay. I mean, he almost canned that red and put himself out of position.
Natural path of the cue ball means he will be on the red into the green pocket if that's his choice. He's hampered a bit by the red though. That's a good shot. There's a bit of disturbance on the other table. I'll be pleased to see that one go in. Steady in the ship now. 9-7's not so bad.
Thank you, Frank.
9.
Jumping on the break.
Make no mistake, Shaun Murphy knows that his young opponent has got it all to do, and he knows there's going to be lots of pressure on him, and he's got to just keep potting balls and concentrate on his own game.
Eleven. Twelve.
Just needs one more red, and it's nice when they're sitting like this.
19. 20. 25.
Doesn't really matter.
Shaun Murphy 25.
73 the difference, so only 67 on the table. I think it was 9-7. But he should have made sure of that. If he can get blacks with 3 more of the reds, leave 1 red there, he'd be able to drop up behind the pink and put Shaun in a very difficult snooker, but he's got to get this black and another 3 reds and blacks. And he will do now, you would think. And he'll leave that red that's next to the pink.
8. 9.
Or you'd think you'd leave that to the last because you have a certain snooker in behind the pink. At the moment he needs 2 snookers, but as I say, if he can get the one tight in behind the pink, always a chance of getting a free ball out of it.
That's good thinking there, choosing the more difficult red, a red that he may not have had a better chance to get on the black with. Now he's definitely going to leave this red to the left of the pink. He's taken these really well. It just depends how good a snooker he can get off this last red.
Yeah, he'd be looking to get
25.
tight in behind the pink, but he'd be looking to send the red somewhere near one of the bulk colours.
Yeah. And away from a cushion as well. Get the red somewhere on the balk line, close to a balk colour. Oh no! Don't tell me he's got the worst angle. He can't necessarily get so close to the pink if he's got the angle that hits the bump. He could.
Si Jiahui, 42.
He would have liked that red a bit further into the D, but even so, it's not a one cushion escape for Shaun Murphy.
Yeah, he's looking at a 3 cushion escape because he's so close to the pink. So across the table, between the green and the blue, off the balk cushion. Of course, no miss will be called because he's at the snooker's required stage, but this needs a bit of judging. There's the 1 cushion, 2 cushions. No.
Very close at all. Okay, no chance of a free ball. That would have been
Si Jiahui,
an awful situation, but Jiahui's got a chance now to play another snooker. Shouldn't be hard to get one. Just depends how hard a snooker he wants to try and lay.
Something to worry about now. It all looked plain sailing, didn't it? Oh, and
He
look at
tried
this
to get
shot.
it tight. Excellent effort. Excellent effort. And there's enough gap round the back. The alarm bells will be ringing for Shaun Murphy.
Well, that way across the table, the pink slightly in the way of the 1 cushion escape. I think swerving around the brown, but even if he swerves around the brown, hits the side cushion, he could slip round the back of this red.
I mean, he knows if he misses it, he just presents a frame and match-winning opportunity. Does he play it softly and try to leave it short? I think he can just about get the swerve on, though. Great effort. Jiahui didn't get that cue ball close enough to the brown. He did it. It was a great effort to get close to the brown, but he just gave Shaun enough of leeway.
Well, when he came to the table, he tapped the table in appreciation of Shaun's escape, and that was nice to see. Oh, this has kept the red safe. Might even be a snooker.
Shaun sort of half smiling, you know. It's a really good snooker, you know. okay, expect him to get it. But he can't play it softly. He's got to play it firm.
See, Shaun's got to be careful, because if he leaves the red on, there's a possibility that Si Jiahui could pot the red high valued colour, and he'd still only need the one snooker. Oh, the bump might come to his aid here. Not quite.
Yeah, Jiahui doesn't need to keep the red on the table anymore. He doesn't need the free ball. He's just looking for the best way to get a really good snooker. This is tough if he's going to screw it. It's tough to hold that cue ball without having the red have too much pace, but it'll be one of those frames, isn't it?
Did well to avoid the double kiss there. He needs a little bit of good luck to knock this red safe. All you can do is just hit it and hope for the best. And that stuck the red on. So he would have been feeling a little anxious there, Shaun. He'll be feeling a little bit better now.
Probably should have hit that red,
One.
that escape a lot harder, Si Jiahui, but even so, decent effort to try and win the frame. Shaun will be mightily relieved now.
Si Jiahui, he didn't do much wrong in this frame. He had a very difficult red to go at the beginning.
8.
And then he had another very difficult red that he decided to go for into the right middle, which you can't blame him for. Had he had dropped that in, he would have had a great chance.
11. 15. 20. 26. And the frame.
The area break of 48 that paved the way for Shaun Murphy to keep himself in this year's World Championship. It's now 9-7.
Two reds, two high value colours.
47.
See him safely over the line in this frame. And you called it, John. These
48.
frames, when you play safe at this end of the table, it often results in whoever pots the first red with a clear-cut opportunity to win the frame, and it looks like that's what's going to happen here.
Please make sure you stay still. $55.
Good contribution this from Mark, particularly as I said earlier about the disappointment of the last frame. Citra of a yellowy missed, sitter of a
56.
brown. Takes a bit to erase that from the memory. But first chance he got here, he's made it pay. Snooker's required.
61. $62.
Well, is there a plant? Is there a pot?
67.
There was a pot. It goes in, we could see a tongue, but it didn't go in.
67.
But nevertheless, that's a very good visit from Mark Allen. He's got a 2-frame advantage again. 4-2.
Thank you, frame 17. Si Jiahui to break.
Keep the noise down, please.
Shaun had a quick glance at the pack there, just making sure that he's not going to knock a red over the left corner when playing the safety. That's why he hit it on the thinnish side. But I'm just wondering, he's a very attacking player, this young man. Will he take this on? He can stun over past the pink and beyond the black. But if it goes wrong, he could career into the reds. Wow! Brilliant! What a shot that is! Superb.
Thank you, frame 7.
Fantastic pot. May have a couple of reds just poking their nose out. And this one obviously on the side cushion. So, not an easy chance.
8.
Maybe a red into the centre. Tough pack to open them up though.
Switching hands.
9.
He's coming up a little bit short, but what a shot he's played with his opposite hand there.
Brown into the pack. Is that what he's doing? Wow, that was a massive shot to take on.
Si Jiahui 9.
He was out of position on the blue, but he made his mind up to just go for that. Obviously, if he'd have potted it, the cue ball would have been coming a lot closer to the pack.
Need a touching ball again, just to stop the stalemate. Not touching now, but I think he can still get up the table. Just glance off it.
Got a feeling Shaun thought that was a push shot. Anyway.
Well, lots of times when they're like that, and the players play them, and it's never called. I've often thought that, Steve, but it seems to be a shot that they let go.
Well, it's not going to be an easy positional shot. Got so close to that, nearly stayed in the jaws.
1.
Yeah, everything's safe, so no way you can move a red from this position. Just take the 2 points and play the safety shot.
3.
Could have just played the safety shot anyway, but tough to play a good safety shot here.
Si Jiahui, 3.
Well, this is going nasty.
Yeah, the fact that the yellow and brown are now tight on the cushion, there's nowhere to hide the cue ball. You've just got the green to try and play behind. Blue's out of commission on the cushion here, the right of the red. Developing into possibly a bit of a scrappy frame, this.
Just for anybody not aware of exactly what a push shot is, it's when the cue ball, the tip of the cue and the object ball are all effectively in contact at the same time. So when you're glancing off a ball, the tip of the cue stays on the cue ball for a fraction, and if they're very, very close, there's an argument to say that a lot of the thin shots when the balls are very close are types of push shots, but they are condoned and allowed. A chance to get that plant.
As I said, these safety shots, really you're trying to get the white as tight to the ball cushion as you possibly can. Okay, the green's still there, but you have to be playing down the left side of the table to swing the white over towards the green. Well, he's looking at this red, the left side of the table, and he's looking at the potting angle.
He's outshone in Shaun Murphy with shots like that. Amazing. Not ideal position. This green's difficult. Didn't make it look like that, did he? Can he keep on one of these high colours, get the black on the spot?
4.
If it goes, it's hard to see where the spots are.
He's looking at the black, but I think the pink might be available
Maybe,
into
yeah.
the left corner as well, so not imperative he gets on the black at this stage.
This break made more difficult because the blue's off its spot. And black does spot.
Five.
It's not a bad choice. If that red is hampering the black spot in any way, maybe you can shift it.
Yeah, a bit of adrenaline there. Needs a good recovery pot here. It's quite understandable. I mean, probably the biggest frame of his short professional career.
9.
off the cushion. 10 out of 10 for that. And this is on the red that's near that black spot. If he's straight on it,
12.
he's just got a little bit to do with it, he is, but he's got plenty of cue power to screw on and off the cushion.
13.
Still struggling for perfect position, but the balls are going in the centre of the pocket. Big shot now, if he commits. Oh, the first sign, but it was a difficult
Jiahui,
one.
13.
Maybe he's got away with it. Does the red go past the black? Thought for a second he was thinking about opening the pack of reds up, but it was a wrong angle. This is a tough opener for Shaun Murphy.
Beautifully played.
1.
And with a little bit of side, as we show you this shot again, he might be able to get those reds open. And he pots the black. There's the side to straighten it up. And how's your luck, Shaun? It is not too bad.
He didn't want to go in too hard because he felt like he could slip off the side of the pack and end up in the balk area. So he tried the control breakout.
Pink obviously didn't go through the gap there of the reds. He had a look at that. Yeah, that's very tight indeed. But he can get them open in a few shots' time. Might be able to do it with this shot. Yeah, he's on the red that's closest to the pink, and that in turn frees that little area up.
Top 10.
He's going to need both these reds on the top cushion. This is not a certainty, this break. Looking good so far though, isn't he? Playing controlled with it himself, I feel. Just trying to make sure of no stupid mistakes.
Twenty. $26. $27.
Steve mentioned he's going to need those difficult reds on either side of the blue. So needs a good angle on the black probably. And he could play it in such a way that he, you know, maybe a little cannon onto the blue would open things up. Depends how he wants to go about it, but imperative he gets a good angle on the black here.
$34.
Let's see how he's going to go about this. A couple of options, because that red to the left of the blue is available. He's got a nice angle, so it's just making sure. That's why he's taking his time. He's going to pick the correct shot. He's played the cannon on the blue, but it hasn't worked. He only needed to just land on the blue to leave that red that he's next to. Didn't have to play it that hard.
41.
Effectively caught the wrong side of the blue.
Shaun Murphy, 41.
He'd have loved to have kept that red near the other one, but
I'll tell you what, Steve, he's a bit fortunate there.
yeah.
To leave him hampered. I don't think he was trying to. He's covered the red with the black as well, so. But being hampered by the yellow has really made things difficult here. What a shot that is. Hampered with the yellow.
Yeah, that was a brave shot. Could have missed it. Thought he may have just been cutting his losses and sending the red up the table.
Yeah, he tapped his leg there when he came to the table, did Si Jiahui, and an appreciation of that very good shot that Shaun played.
I was heading for a snooker had it not hit the green. Another excellent safety shot. Shaun doesn't really want to move the red off the top cushion, but he may be forced to.
Some excellent shots being played here, because they could quite easily just flick a red over a corner pocket, but this requires another extremely good shot.
He's got to be careful playing the one near the blue. Could end up over the corner, and the red on the left has got to be, as you say, Dennis, very thin.
Well, I didn't like that choice of shot. He should have tried to come off the other one really thin, as Steve mentioned. He hasn't got away with this. Has he covered everything? Don't think so.
Well, he mishit it. He was trying to send the red round the back of the other red and then bring it back into the middle of the table, but great chance now for Shaun Murphy.
1.
He wasn't happy with that one. Should have taken the other one.
Nine.
Just needs any of the high valued colours to be his opponent needing a snooker. He doesn't want to be playing anything fancy. Just make sure the blue and then play a safety shot on the yellow. Another quick glance around at the
14.
scoreboard, but it's only one snooker that's needed. And the green, well, the green and the blue are in the best positions for snooker.
Shaun Murfhy, 14.
Shaun would like to see this yellow disappear past the brown and into that pocket. Didn't even attempt the pot there for some reason.
Yeah, with just one snooker needed. He needs to retain control of the tactical part of this frame. Going for a risky yellow, and then maybe the yellow going into a position where it would be an easy snooker would be what he would be worried about.
Well, he may be worried. I see Jiahui looks on. Shaun may be worried about the middle pocket, so he might not take this yellow on either. No, he didn't.
Thank you. Final third of this
Could
session.
try and screw across behind the green, but it's very difficult to control.
I think he's got the snooker behind the black. Easy to hit, but oh, we didn't want to flick the black there. He might have got a snooker back. Good effort, but this time Shaun will take the yellow on. Glance at the scoreboard. 2 snookers required. Send the green around the angles in behind the blue. Are you going to just roll up to it? Not sure about this.
Shaun Murfhy, 2.
A little bit of tip tapping going on here.
It's impressive from Shaun Murphy. He's shown great resolve here. He's just got his head down when he's walking around the table, just playing some determined snooker at the moment. He knows it's one frame at a time stuff, and he knows his opponent is desperate to get over the finishing line, so make it hard for him as well. Good effort.
Green's close.
3.
He doesn't want to see these colours going in because sometimes you can pop the green in the bar and then you've got a chance of only needing one snooker, but regardless, he's still going to need 2. That's one of them.
Si
And the
Jiahui,
browns,
3.
I was going to say far enough away from the cushion to go in round the back of, but not quite. I expect Shaun to hit this. Good news for Shaun is the blue's out of commission. But if you can get tight in behind the black, it won't be so easy to escape from.
This is not easy. It's a snooker, but once again, it should be straightforward to escape from.
Four.
The only good thing is he'll be able to get the blue off the cushion, but still needs the 2 snookers. Sometimes they say when you get to the blue or the pink, you get more points for a snooker, but because of the score, it doesn't make any difference.
4.
That's just a bit too hard. All right, one good pot here, and be getting on with the next frame. In or over, we used to call it. So he wants to force him into potting the blue because he knows that his opponent still will need 2 snookers, and with only 2 balls on the table it's going to be more difficult.
Five.
And the black's in the worst possible place to get snookers. You want it near a cushion, out in the middle of the table. Very difficult.
Si Jiahui, 5.
Should be doubling this pink up towards the corner pocket, in or over again.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Frame
signals
conceded.
to the referee and he
Frame Shaun
conceded.
Murphy.
It was very little chance of getting 2 snookers the way the balls were situated. So Shaun Murphy continues this fight back. He's now just 1 frame behind the Chinese sensation Si Jiahui.
So this
64.
red to go 54 points ahead with just 43 remaining,
65.
and the black to follow. And the only question is now, can he make his first ton of the match? Stuart Bingham made his 561st career century early on this evening. Mark Allen's on 570 career centuries, and when you consider he turned pro 10 years after Stuart Bingham, that's a heck of a reward. But it's not to be. Anyway, it'll be a handshake. See you tomorrow. Very, very entertaining. And the scoreline, well, I think Mark Allen deserves that. He looked slightly the better player this evening, but I'm certain more to come from Stuart Bingham. But it's Mark Allen who leads after the first session, 5 frames to 3.
They wouldn't have known that had finished. Thank you. Frame 18. Shaun Murphy to break.
Thank you, Rishi. Meanwhile, the curtain's gone up and the boys have got the whole of the Crucible Theatre to themselves now. It changes completely, and this will be the first time that Si Jiahui will have played with the whole of the Crucible looking on.
Tempting opener for Shaun Murphy. He can pot this red. Perhaps just leave the cue ball low side on the black by the side cushion. Played it more aggressively. Wow. Maybe he couldn't play it low. That red to the right of the blue may have been potable.
Shaun Murphy 1.
Good safety shot. There's areas of the pack you can try and roll into. It's not easy though.
Yeah, because he's so close to the green, he can't just come off the left side of the table and land in the bunch. If he goes the other side, there's 3 reds in the open there, so he's going to have to give this a little bit of thought. And if he goes twice across the table, there's an element of risk to that, because there's every possibility he could leave Shaun in here. So that fluke that Shaun got could prove to be very beneficial.
There may be some type of 3 cushion escape into the back of the pack. It's not easy to see whether the blue and the red would be in the way.
Just stick that in. That was the route that Steve was talking about. He's played it with a loaded side, but this is going to slip past. Well, he'll be hoping it keeps on going, otherwise he'll leave.
Shaun Murphy 4.
The red, I think he's just gone far enough.
Yeah, he'll have another go at that one. I think the 3 cushions, pretty speculative. May have even gone the other side of the blue and the red, could have squared up off the cushion and ended up in the middle of the back of the pack. But looks like he's found a route, he's just got to get lucky with it.
Yeah,
He hit this a bit hard.
I thought he was too close to the green to be able to play this. And that was the problem there.
He knew as soon as he hit it too hard. He was just then hoping he didn't push the red on, but great chance for Shaun Murphy to get off the mark here.
1.
There's lots of pressure on both players now, but you have to say Shaun would love this situation
8.
now. He's got the whole of the crucible to himself. No distraction from the other table. He's used to this. And there you see the wonderful crucible in all its glory.
9.
And can the more experienced player make it tell?
Okay, he had a massive
16.
fluke, but generally in these last 2.5 frames we've been seeing, 2 and a bit frames, he's
17.
dug himself out of trouble pretty well here. He's looking focused and determined. We saw a great effort from Robert Milkins from behind, a player who's had a great season and got confidence because of a good season. The same applies to Shaun Murphy.
And he had worked out that the pack was much better to go into from the blue than the black, and already 30 in front, blue to follow. A good split here. He's banging business. Oh, he's lost the cue ball, but he's going to be okay. It's spinning around the angle. Yeah, he wanted to hit this slightly fuller, but because of the side, it's just spinning around off the 2 angles, and he'll have to head back towards the blue again. Black only available into 1 pocket, but in a couple of shots' time, he can be in the perfect position.
31. Yeah.
Pretty straightforward positional shot here, rolling through the blue to leave himself a dead straight red into the right corner and then onto the black. Assuming the black is on its spot.
46.
Don't think it was moved in the split of the pack. Might have been. Now we'll find out.
The black might have to. Is it just enough room to leave? Yeah,
44.
loads of room to leave black and red potable. Wonderful opportunity
45.
now to take us to a decider. Shaun finished straight on this red. Means he's got a little bit of work to do. It's a slight angle. It'll be okay.
53.
Not that many pots away from taking his to a decider.
This would be a great way to win the frame.
60.
Keep the heat on his opponent.
$61. 68.
Well, we're heading for the second 10-9 of the day here at the Crucible.
69.
Fantastic recovery from Shaun Murphy here. What can Si Jiahui do about it in the last frame? Will he get a chance?
74.
He'll just sit and get himself ready for the deciding frame. Meanwhile, Shaun will be wanting
75.
to make his third century here.
'82. '83.
That old cliche still applies, doesn't it, Steve? When the going gets tough, when the tough get going, and there's no one tougher in the game than this man.
'90. 91. 98. 99.
Almost part of the century break. So just the black for his third century. And what a time to do it! I just thought that Shaun
108.
would relish having the Crucible Theatre to himself, no distractions. He's that type of player. He loves this sort of situation.
111.
But the deciding frame, even though Shaun's in the ascendancy, if his young opponent gets one chance, we know what he's
150.
capable of doing, so it's going to be exciting.
$120.
This would be some pot. No, but it doesn't matter.
120 in the frame.
What a way
Shaun Murphy.
to level things up. That magnificent century break from Shaun Murphy. He takes his 9 frames each. We've got a decider on our hands.
The deciding frame, Si Jiahui to break.
Yes, it's all on this young Chinese player now. Will he get a chance in this deciding frame? That's all you can ask for, is just one chance in a deciding frame.
What is certain, Dennis, he's been knocked out of his rhythm by this excellent comeback from Shaun Murphy. Shaun's the player with the recent table time under his belt. He's played some granite snooker here. Has he left the tempter? If he gets a slightly thicker flick on that brown, he'd have lined it up for the pocket. Great pot though. Does the green go into the corner? Big shot to take on. Great shot at that speed. Committed. If he'd have missed it, it would have wobbled and gone away from the pocket. So fully committed there.
Angle, and he plays this shot so well, stunning it into the side of the pack. An early big shot coming up. Oh dear me. Beautifully played.
Wow. Fully committed again.
12.
Look at the way that cue ball stopped after backspin taking, keeping control of the cue ball. What a great shot. He's opened up the reds now, 4 or 5. Not ideally placed on a red.
He didn't take that one into the right corner because he was going into the pack. He weighed the situation up. He's waited, didn't want to risk it. And that's perfectly played because he's still got the one. If he underhits it, he's got the one just to the left of the bunch.
18.
He had the one to the right of the bunch.
So far, this is some performance. Back to cueing as smoothly as he did earlier. From nowhere. Everything going in the middle of the pocket. Can he keep it up?
26. 27.
And all of a sudden you could hear a pin drop in the Crucible Theatre. They know they're watching something a bit
44.
special here. A
35.
little bit further than he intended, but he's got the red up near the blue. It's a funny little angle now to cannon into the reds. Let's see how he's going to cue up at it. No, that's the correct shot, playing up for the one next to the blue and the one to the right of the pack, leaving himself options. He's a pretty cool customer.
42.
But can he keep it going? I mean, the pressure must be intense on this young man.
How does he go about getting the rest of this pack open?
43.
Does he do it from this shot? Does he do it from the blue? There's your answer.
Tell you what, I'm very impressed with that close shot there.
Perfect. Shaun Murphy's got to hope he gets unlucky here.
51.
One good split is all he needs.
And is that red going to go on the cushion? He's unlucky. Oh, he turns away. He could have even done
56.
with hitting that a little bit easier, but he's still very unlucky.
He couldn't really have hit them any better. Just overhit it a fraction. Oh, look at that. A lifeline for Shaun Murphy.
Well, Shaun, he's sitting there. He knows that he was almost out of this year's World Championship. He's still in there, but fractions of going on to clinch this match.
Taking his time working this out. Would love a couple more reds safe, but that's risky.
I'm just looking at that red that's near the left corner pocket. If it's tight on the cushion, he can't afford to leave Shaun a look at that one.
Oh,
That's a bit careless. He's going to need a bit of good fortune now.
oh, he's got a bit lucky, I
He's
think.
had it.
Well, he's just got lucky that hasn't left a red. Great effort though. He was one good split away from winning. Now he's got to sit and suffer a bit. Shaun's got a relatively easy opening safety shot.
I think I'm not sure if the back red. No, I thought it might cut into the right corner, but he's got the problem. He can't really afford to leave the one near the left corner pocket. And he's got to hide that, and that looks pretty good. If it keeps on running, it's coming up a little bit short. Well, I'll tell you what, the tension now in the crucible is quite unbearable.
That's a massive pot to take on. I don't think he'd be doing that. Relatively easy safety shot, I feel. Going to push a red to the side cushion if he gets the pace right. Cue ball could come down in behind the brown and yellow. No, he caught it a bit thin. Has it got there though? Has he got lucky? Oh my goodness. Massive.
Well, he holds his hand up, but Shaun's stuck in his seat. He can't believe where the whites finished.
As unlucky as the blue was, that was the opposite way round. Shaun's got to lay on the reds here. Can't really risk playing the two cushion escape, can he? That could be end of match if he does that and gets it wrong. Can he find a place to drop on the red?
Well, he's got a choice as to drop on them, and even then he could leave a pot, or the two cushion escape, and
cushions.
that's so tough.
You think he's playing the two cushion? Great effort. Great effort. Brave as you like. And from absolutely nowhere, Dennis, from absolutely nowhere, he's got Si Jiahui in quite a lot of trouble.
I'll tell you what, this young player's got so much class because he was tapping his leg there for quite a while when Shaun played that fabulous shot, and that's always great to see.
He's in so much trouble. What does he do? Take the pot on? Don't think there's a path. There could be a path in between the black and the red in the centre of the table. Don't think it's on. Has he found a safety shot? Yes, what a great shot that is. Wow, what a shot. An attack of the table from Shaun Murphy.
Both players showing great sportsmanship here, appreciating these shots that they're pulling off. He's had a look to see if that red, he'll be playing the safety shot, but what, I don't think it'll go in the pocket, but, well, he's looking to see if it'll go in off the other red, but I think he'll just be concentrating on getting a good cue ball.
If he plays the red he's lined up on and he catches it thin, he could hit the red on the right hand side of the table. He doesn't like it. He may be able to play thin on the right hand side as we look on the red on the side cushion, maybe somehow get back. Here we go. Wow, what a shot from Shaun Murphy.
I called the shot because he was looking at it, but to pull it off, well.
Off the red, moved the red away from the cushion. He's on the green. What an opportunity now.
Not a ball safe. But how many times would you pull that shot off, the one he's just played? I mean, God, I don't know what the odds are against this happening.
Five.
What a Houdini act this could be. When Jiahui fluked the snooker, it looked like it was all over for Shaun Murphy.
$13. Make sure it's switched off.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it off, John? Okay.
I'm just waiting until someone switches their phone off. This is quite a remarkable turn of snooker we're witnessing here. This hiding frame as well.
Si Jiahui's going to hope that this red on the left hand side cushion is a problem for Shaun Murphy. Oh, he's a bit short of pace here. He's in the middle. That's under hit it
we're
from
just showing-
nowhere.
Yeah, we're just showing you the shot though that would have won him the match. Meanwhile, as you said, Steve, he's just ran slightly out of position.
Massive error. Now he's got to get this red off the side cushion. Cut his losses. Try and forget about it. Good safety.
Shaun Murphy, 28.
So more drama and tension. He's going to have a go at this, and I think if he gets near the pot he won't cannon into that red, the right side of the table. But what a huge shot this is. No, he's hit it thin and he's caught that. He needs this red to run safe to help him out. And he has got away with this. He holds his hand up again. Shaun's smiling, but wow.
If that yellow had gone completely to the side cushion, it would have helped Si Jiahui a lot. Struggling here. It's the excitement. Excellent shot. Difficult to really put your opponent in trouble, but did his job there. Would have been a lot nicer if he'd blocked off access to this red on the top cushion.
Yeah, that red that's near the middle pocket is a little bit of insurance for Si Jiahui at the moment.
It's a carbon copy, a little bit shorter of pace. Same shot for Jiahui, across the face.
A bad effort. He was trying to put the black safe there. There's another little bit of insurance because he's got the advantage. 28 points in front.
Well,
There's the safety success graphic, 82%. Shaun's well ahead. He's having to pull them out here.
He hasn't got this safe. This is a chance. Shot to nothing. I thought he might even play it into the other corner pocket. He played it into the slightly more difficult pocket. Okay, he's got control of the table, but he was hoping that he'd be on the yellow.
Well, he's got to tuck in behind the yellow. He's looking at the possibility of...
Just seeing, I think, how easy it is for Shaun to escape from it.
As long as he gets the snooker, Shaun's going to have to somehow hit the red and get it safe. But don't overcomplicate things here. Just tuck in behind the yellow and leave Shaun with the problem. He's looking at the pink.
Oh no!
I mean, well, if he pulls this off, it's unbelievable. But I can't believe that.
Si Jiahui.
That's just the wrong shot. Talk about put yourself under pressure.
Dear, oh dear.
Just the wrong shot. What on earth?
Thank you.
And one good shot from Shaun Murphy. The only thing with this red, if he comes off the top cushion when potting the blue, he'd have to hit it so gently to leave it on for the middle pocket. Could quite easily knock it past. That's if he gets the cannon. He hasn't got the cannon. So more drama to come. And look at the yellow and brown if we get into a situation where the player can get a snooker in behind them. He can't do it from here, but there's lots of drama left in this deciding frame.
Well, Jiahui gets let off the hook. Well, we'll never know what would have happened if he'd have rolled up behind the yellow. Maybe Shaun could have just rolled onto the red on the side cushion as an escape route. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
Shaun Murphy 6.
Good shot from Shaun Murphy. Okay. He hasn't got it tight on the cushion. And is there a way that Jiahui can get a snooker behind yellow and brown somehow? It wasn't a good enough safety from Shaun Murphy. He needed to get that red tight on the ball cushion, and now he's in a lot of trouble. He's got to get this red safe.
Quite simply, he's got to just try and hit the red and hope that it gets safe. You can stand all day and you can't pick a safety out. It's all about hitting the red and hope that it goes towards a cushion.
Do you play a controlled escape, or do you just hit it hard?
Well, you just got to hit it and hope it goes towards a cushion. And he's going to have another go at it.
Foul, no miss. Si Jiahui 4. Back.
Well, he's got points to play with. He's trying to try and flick it to the side cushion, catch it thin.
Yeah, thanks.
He might have, certainly have another go at this pace, I feel, to try and snick it.
I mean, it will be a brilliant shot if he can just snick the red over onto the side cushion, but oh, it's so difficult. Oh, that's
Oh, it was close.
in the
Foul,
pocket
and a miss.
this time.
Si Jiahui, 4.
Now then, decision time. He took the
Wow.
pink onto the middle pocket.
Yeah, he did.
He's up out of his seat, but he's quickly back in it again. Definitely got to put him on again rather than risk that long red.
31 points, the difference now. He really needs to hit it this time. So a change of shot.
Thanks.
Perhaps he hits it harder and full in the face and hopes to get lucky.
I was going to say he still might hit it. That might be his last shot, depending on where this finishes. And look where the white's going to finish.
Si Jiahui, 4. 1.
Under the circumstances, this is some performance. Okay, he beat Shaun in the UK Championship, but to do it here in the Crucible, I mean, Shaun was looking to be favoured in the deciding frame, but there's never a favourite, especially against a young player like this, Steve. His nerve is unbelievable.
Well, he may have played an outrageous pink in an effort to win it, but it was a great safety, a killer safety behind the brown. Got to say, it's a fantastic performance.
There's some wonderful Chinese players in our game, but I'll tell you what, this is he's up there with the best of them, this fella. He really is an unbelievable talent, just 20 years of age. And he's out there making his debut. He's switching hands. He'll screw back for the blue. What a talent you're watching here. A lot of people, it'll be the first time they've seen him play. And what a performance he's put in against, well, the man of the season. I mean, Mark Allen and Shaun Murphy have been unbelievable this season. But Shaun will, the gentleman that he is, he'll come forward and wish him all the best in the next round. He's the perfect gentleman of Shaun Murphy. He's letting this player have his glory out there. From Shaun Murphy, but these players are getting a standing ovation. He acknowledges that. That is superb. Charlotte knows as a card. But in the end, this young player has come back in that deciding frame after leading 9-6. Every credit. A brilliant win against Shaun Murphy, 10 frames to 9.